How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy, which ended up seeing a high of the day of $1.02. If you caught the video on the weekend, I was telling you to keep an eye on Brent and crude oil prices. We've seen oil jumped up a bit. CEI benefited from this, so you guys should have been able to have a strategy to play that movement. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for CEI Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at 94 cents, being up 13.17%. On the low, it tested 86 cents, and then on the high, testing $1.02. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 134.3 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 171.101 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, but you can see we saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 56.42. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are above the 50-day, the 21-day EMA, also above the 100-day, but we are just below the 200-day, which is at 95 cents, and we closed at 94 cents. So right now, things are definitely looking good for BBIG. We've also been able to form a higher low from the previous trading day since we did hold support at 86 cents. So going into tomorrow, and if we see oil continuing to be on the rise, I'm looking for us to have some price action above $1 again. And most preferably, before we start seeing some resistance, you might see it here right around $1.06. And then we want to see a push that'll bring us above, like I've talked about, around 124 as well as 125, so we can get to 150 and then move up from there. But if we decide to actually consolidate within this particular area, which is between $1 and as well as 80 cents, that is not too bad either because it just gets it ready for the next move up. I talked about this being an accumulation phase, and if you were thinking about getting into a position where we want to see support actually hold up is right here at 70 cents. And if it can continue to hold up the 21-day EMA, which is right here at 82 cents, things continue to look good for CEI. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow, and I'd love to see that test again above $1. Let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for CEI. As we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings we have here for March of 21st, we have Nationwide Mutual Funds that purchased 1,577 shares. And then when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 53.36%. And then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 23.59 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 750,000, updated just now. And then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 13.30%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume for the close of the 17th, it was at 53.02. And then for the close of the 18th, being at 53.36. So one thing that remains the same, CEI does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we see on the inflows at 31.98 and then on the outflows at 35.91. So we ended up having an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 5.26. On the medium, it was 20. And then on the small, it was 6.72. Taking a look at the outflow side, on the large it was 6.64, on the medium it was 22.29, and then on the small it was 6.98. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, March 21st, we had that outflow of negative 1.39 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 37.42%. So yes, this is up there for CEI, but we have to understand this is a penny stock that comes with a lot of volatility. So you're going to have traders coming in and out of the play. And also there are many people who are also bag holders. So the moment we had that jump going to $1, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to be taking some profits or just getting out of their positions. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts, CEI, Camber Energy, in regards to the price action, I would love for support to hold up right at 85 cents. If we're able to do this and keep this continuous throughout the entire week, Camber is going to look really good. And what I'm talking about, we can look forward to seeing a test to around $1.06. And then once we get past that resistance, we can make that move going to 124. Upon getting past 124, then we can make that move to 150, and above 150, it can go right to $2. Again, this is just taking a look at all of those key levels. We also do see the increase in oil prices. So this continues to be on an uptrend. CEI is going to benefit from this. So that's why knowing those areas of support, seeing where it pulls back is very crucial. If that 85-cent level does break, then the next area where I want to see support hold for us to continue to look bullish is around 82 cents and as well as 80 cents. And I see weakness if we fall below 80, and we do know there is a support level around 70 cents. But again, I want to see us hold 85 cents. This is a key going into tomorrow. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So that's why you want to keep a very close eye on this play. And when you get those strong moves to the upside, it is very crucial that you know what your exit strategy is going to be. It's one thing going in with an entry, but the last thing that you want to do is get caught stock watching. Because I'll ask people, when do you want to take profits? When are you looking to sell? And they'll be like, I don't know, I just want to see the stock go up. Maybe, I don't know. Like, that is not the right way to go about doing things. Have an idea of where you want to get out of your position. Will it be at 125? Will it be at 150? Will it be at $1? Because the last thing that you want to do is let your emotions get in the way. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about greed. You're seeing the stock running up. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to sell yet. I think it can go much higher. These are one of the many ways where you could have a green trade turn red on you. And the last thing that you want to do is make that consistent behavior. That's when your losses are going to add up and you're not going to be seeing too many wins. So that's why it is very crucial that you have a game plan before you jump into any of these stocks, especially since they are extremely volatile. And with Jerome Powell coming out being hawkish and so forth and saying that, you know what, we need to get a control of the situation in regards to inflation and going with increases of 50 basis points, backtracking from where he was when he was only talking about doing 25 basis points, these market conditions are going to be a lot different, and the companies who are not profitable are going to be the ones that are going to be going through more volatility than the ones that have been showing to have solid businesses behind them. And that is why when you're looking at oil companies as far as an investment is concerned, take a look at XOM, take a look at Chevron, even take a look at Oxy that's been getting a lot of attention, and we know Warren Buffett has been loading the boat up on shares as well. But let's see how CEI performs as this week progresses, but I do see some upside if we continue to see a rise in oil prices. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.